Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another book talk video to share with you guys. Today I wanted to share a book with you that I've read years ago. I wanted to share it with you today because of all the kind of stressful, scary, uncertain things that are happening in our world right now. I wanted to share a story with you that is a feel-good story. A story that will renew some of your faith in humanity. A story that will bring you to tears and make you laugh, and maybe you'll learn something. And that book is The Day the World Came to Town by Jim DeFede. Now, at the time of publication of this book, which was 2002 is when it came out, Jim DeFede was a Metro columnist for the Miami Herald. And what this book is about is 9/11 and something that happened shortly after. If you've been around this channel for a while, you probably know that I am Canadian, but more than that, I'm a Newfoundlander. For anyone who doesn't know, Newfoundland is an island province on the east coast of Canada. It's kind of got its own thing going on there. Its own culture, its own cuisine, its own language some of the time. And it's just a place that to anyone who is from there, or even anyone who has visited there, it's a very special place. It's the kind of place where once you visit it, you never forget it. And if you're from there, when you move away from home, you never stop wanting to return. This book is about a town in Newfoundland called Gander. And Gander is a town, it's a small-ish city of about 10,000 people, so not a ton. It's got an airport there and a military base, I believe. And way back in the day, Gander kind of used to be the last stop airport before you'd cross the Atlantic. So it got a lot of traffic back then, but since then it's not so busy because, you know, planes can go further without having to fuel up. There are other airports, things like that. However, shortly after when 9/11 happened, for the first time, I think ever, the United States airspace was closed. And that meant that a lot of airplanes headed for America needed to land. And where they landed was in Gander, Newfoundland. I'm going to read the back of the book to you, just to give it to you in its own words what this book is about. When 38 jetliners bound for the United States were forced to land in Gander, Newfoundland on September 11th, 2001, due to the closing of United States airspace, the citizens of this small community and surrounding towns were called upon to care for the thousands of distraught travelers. Their response to this challenge was truly extraordinary. Oz Fudge, the town constable, searched all over Gander for a flight crew member so that he could give her a hug as a favor to her sister. Ethne Smith, an elementary school teacher, helped the passengers sheltered at her school fax letters to loved ones all over the world. And members of a local animal protection agency crawled into the cargo holds of the jets to feed and care for all the animals on the flights. These stories and hundreds more are beautifully rendered in The Day the World Came to Town, the true account of a community that exemplifies love, kindness, and generosity. This book, when I read this book, and I've read it twice, it's so beautiful to hear the many accounts of the Newfoundlanders who immediately and without thought or hesitation went out of their way to care for the thousands and thousands of people who were suddenly and unexpectedly in their airport is so heartwarming. In the book, it talks of how they would take the literal sheets off their bed and bring them down to the shelters so that the travelers had sheets. Food was brought. All the shops in town that carried toys brought them to the shelters by the truckload so that the kids had something to play with so they weren't bored or scared. And, you know, the airport was filled with people bunking out. The schools were filled with people. it just really shows the beautiful relationship between America and Canada, and how much we love them, and how broken our hearts were during this time for them. And it's a beautiful book. I honestly don't even know what else to say about it. It's just, you need to read it if you haven't. But if you want to feel good, if you want a bit of faith restored in humanity during some really tumultuous times, read this book. Read it. It's beautiful. It's a quick read, and it starts right from the people in Gander finding out about 9/11 to then quickly the planes having to start landing, and it takes it right up to a few days later when the people were able to start going home. It talks about the friendships that are made during this time, even budding relationships that were formed during this time between passengers on the planes. One couple, I think, ended up even getting married shortly after they left, like an older couple. And it's just wonderful. It's a beautiful portrait of love and friendship and pulling together in a time of uncertainty and fear. And it's just, as a Newfoundlander, it makes me so proud to read about, you know, my people, the place where I grew up, having such warm hearts and open doors. Not that it's any surprise, because to anyone who knows the Newfie or has been to Newfoundland, you know that they are a warm and generous people, and I'm very proud to be a part of them. And this is just, I love this story. I was recently watching a video on YouTube, which is what made me think of this book. It had popped up. It was a Tom Brokaw piece on what happened here. I'm gonna find that Tom Brokaw video, and I'm gonna link it down below if you'd like to watch a video too about what happened during that time in Gander. So there you go, you guys. I'm not gonna keep blathering on too much, because I just wanted to sort of give you a little review, a little bit of a taste of the book, and it's an incredible true story, and I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. It's rodeo weekend here in town. I live out west now. Hope to return home to Newfoundland one day, but right now I'm out west, and it is rodeo weekend here in town. It's a huge deal. I don't know how much of it we're going to be taking in, because, well, you'll see. You'll see. Anything we do take in, though, I will be vlogging. And on Monday morning, you're going to see my get ready with me. I'm going to film it the weekend, put it up Monday morning. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you Monday. Bye.